Right, here we are with my finished samples. Now if I just hold that at an angle, you can see here that that top one has got the diamond, not the diamond glaze, sorry, the glossy accents all over it. This second one, I've just put the glossy accents here, just down that little middle strip, down the red bit there and there. Now this one, if you remember we had the shadow the other way, I've gone in there and I scribbled white dots. Then on the top of that I've done dots again of glossy accents, and they've made the background colour come up and bleed a little bit through the white, which actually I think is rather a nice effect. Right, going on to the green, I've left that exactly as it was and I have just painted back over with the white to make it stand out. The F, I've drawn a black outline around the entire letter, and then I've gone back in with a very, very thin line of white just to emphasize that. The G, if you remember, you saw me go over that with the glossy accents. While I had the glossy accents still flooded and still wet, I've thrown on art glitter. Any fine glitter would do, but as you can see it's really dimensional, and this actually works a lot better than Stickles glue gel, etc., and it won't flake off. The final one, the S, I've done that, I'll put that back down flat. I've done the black shadows again under here. I did that with the paintbrush, you saw me. Then I've gone back over, added a highlight with the white just on the opposite curves, and I've done tiny little dots in white around there, and then in the main part I've gone around and dotted with the pink. So as you can see, this can be as elaborate or not as you like. On here the drop shadow is going from the right hand side through that way, ditto that one. This side you can see the drop shadow, the sun's coming from the other side. Down here on the E, the drop shadow's coming from underneath, so it's sort of backlit. You'll see that in a lot of cinema posters. And here again the drop shadow's coming that way. Right, so I'm just going to show you now a finished tag. And here you can see the lettering. The R is a little chipboard one which I've tinted with distress inks in brown and black, and then I've put some crackle glaze on. And here you can see the lettering. Just a massively decorative R here. I wrote in white first, put in my black drop shadows, back over with the blue, and down the bottom here the same, and here I've done the entire thing. If I just get a bit closer, and you can see in a close-up I've used the fancy lettering for the L and the birds word. Then on the back of the tag, I'll just move that back again, sorry if you're feeling seasick. I'll just turn that back over. On this bit, this is where I basically made a bit of a boob. I said to you about writing in pencil first, planning what you're going to say. Here I didn't, I just went straight in for it, and as you can see the enjoy is lovely, nicely spaced. The actually works because each letter is equal. I'm fine on, well, the C-O-U-N-T, and then when it gets to the re-side bit you can see it's all squished. This is the bit I said about planning the lettering, because an equal height of letters, so I could have put country, moved the R and the Y over a bit more, hyphen, and then tried to squish the side in underneath, and I think it would have looked absolutely rubbish. So basically I'm rather glad that's the back of the tag, because it's not one of my proudest moments. On the other hand, it's a good thing because it's showing you what not to do. It's better, as I say, if you can plan your word so that you can actually space it out a little bit. I'm now going to show you this little journal that I've got. I'm just going to move the camera back up a little bit, so sorry if you're feeling seasick. Beg your pardon. Right, this is actually a little recycled book. It was bits of a cereal packet. Sorry, all my stuff's falling all over the place. And I cut it into 4 equal pieces. Let me just move that right back, as you can see. So I've got 4 separate pages. Cover the cereal packet on both sides with a little bit of scrapbooking paper, and then made the holes on the side. Obviously the first page and the last page, you're not going to do holes on both sides, so you do need to sort of plan it a bit. The middle pages are going to have holes on each side. So here we are. There's the elaborate A. Now I haven't done this lettering on every single word because that would just be too much. So you've got the A, you've got the rose. Now this one is the white Posca pen, the poster paint pen, and then I've covered it with a Stickles glitter, one of those snow effect ones. This one is written first with watercolour paintbrush. Then I did the drop shadow. You can just see that nicely there underneath. And over here I've used Lumiere paint, but in the tiny little bottles, and then it has a fine nib nozzle to it. So that means it's really easy to write with. I'll just show you one of those. Hold on half a second. There you go, that's what I use. So I've got the Lumiere paint and then the fine steel nozzle, so that means that you can do a really fine line with it. And it dries dimensionally but not too much. Here again I've used the same white Posca pen and the same Stickles glue over the top. And then that one's written as normal, and I've added just a little bit of Stickles glitter over the top in patches. Let me see if there's any more lettering I can show you. Yep, again, my drop shadows. As you can see here, that's watercolour paint all the way through. And yes, of course you can do it if you've written in pencil first. Then I've added Stickles glue over the top. I'm a sucker for Stickles. This page, more little bits of glue around here where I've stamped these, and this is just simply written with a drop pen. Next page, again I've used a Posca paint pen. I actually had one in yellow. I was quite happy about that. There you go, nice and bright, just says yellow, no particular shade. Drawn a drop shadow around it. As you can see, it's blue. I used my dip pen for that one. That side, just again the dip pen, just saying La Rose. And obviously I've drawn all these myself, painted them, cut them out and then stuck them on. That's liner pen again. This is actually scrapbooking paper. I actually hated the paper. It was this particular purpley thing in the back. So where it had the roses and I cut them out, I sort of fiddled around with it a bit. Right, on the back of the page, everything's coming up roses. Right, this is where I've used 2 different colours of liner pen. I've done the pink outline and I've gone over the top with actually it's not the liner pen, it's the Lumiere in deep pink. And that's the white pen, black undershadow, Stickles glue, pink liner pen, and just over it with the Lumieres again. Right, flipping the book over. Now we haven't seen this side. Right, inside of the book. There, that's all watercolour. I've drawn the horizontal lines first with paintbrush. This time I was clever, I filled in with pencil, so I made sure that my letters all fit. I had to hyphenate answer, but it's one line, so it shows it's one word. And I've gone all around the edges using Ranger's white Ink Essentials pen, just to line around, but all of this is watercolour paint. And then on the final one, that one is written in white, and then I've gone over it to draw the letter so that the white becomes the drop shadow, and again I've used that pink Lumiere paint. And these are my own stamps that I designed for Blade Rubber Stamps. That's from my Paris set, in case anybody is interested. Brag, brag. Anyway, there we are. That's that little rose book. So you can see the all the lettering in action. Right, hope you've enjoyed this little view, and gives you a few ideas. And thanks very much for watching.